Hey. Namna gani?
Poa sana bana.
Namna unaendeleaje?
Too many days.
Yes.
Yani I can be living around here. I just pass through here and see your building.
Yeah, tunakuanga hapa juu. We tuko hapa juu upstairs.
Hii building safi sana.
Yes, asante sana.
Cap Trust.
Cap Trust, yes.
Wow.
Cap Trust, yes.
Wow.
We've been here for like 3 years.
Yeah, I was here the other day. Maybe 2 years ago, maybe.
Yeah,
taking your pictures.
2 years ago, yes.
Yeah.
So actually, zilitokea vizuri sana.
Zilikuwa poa.
Yeah, there are 2 magazines. They wanted some pictures. I use those pictures.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Kutokea mzuri sana. Yes.
Tuende basi tuone hii maneno.
Okay.
Very nice building, nice office. Ni ile.
Thank you. Ni ile tu. Okay.
Manzi, thanks for inviting me. Nichape hii kitu.
No, you're welcome. You can't complain. You know, you have to support your own first.
Yeah, kabisa.
Usahau mahali umetoka. Before tuanze kuita watu wengine,
lazima
tunaanza na nyumbani.
Watu wa nyumbani kwanza.
Nyumbani kwanza, yeah.
Alafu your company again. Ni explainie what exactly you guys do.
Cornerstone Healthcare Staffing is staffing agency. We send nurses to nursing homes, hospitals.
Okay.
Now CNAs.
Oh, mna dispatch.
Yes.
Nurses.
Yes.
Basically, you're a staffing company.
Staffing agency, yes.
Oh, okay.
Recruitment and staffing agency.
Wow.
Tuna recruit, tuna go through their records, make sure they're clean, background checks, the licenses iko sawa, then we send them out. Yes. So this is one of our offices. Hey, good morning. Good morning. This is Kiara.
Hi, Kiara.
Hi, how are you?
She's the operations. She's operations director.
Yes.
And this
operations director.
Yes. And this is Tasha.
Tasha.
She's the lead scheduler. Yeah. So I have other schedulers out there.
Okay.
Yeah. We have 2 people in the office. We have 1 that works on the weekend.
Okay.
We have 2 people in Philippines. And we have 3 people in Kenya. Yeah. So it's kind of
3 people in Kenya.
Yes.
You outsource.
Yes.
Amazing. Sarah, how do you like working with Nyaga here?
I like working with him.
Yeah.
It can be very serious at times and demanding, but all in all, it's really good.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So tell me more about Nyaga.
Joseph is a very kind person.
Oh, you call him Joseph.
Yes.
Okay.
Joseph is very kind, and like Kiara said, he not only cares about his business, he cares about us as individuals also. And that's what I like about working with Cornerstone. He's very understanding. We basically can work from anywhere, so.
Wow, you can work from home if you wanted to.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
All right. So my office is this way.
Okay.
Namna gani?
Nimeona ofisi iko sawa.
Asante.
Nimezunguka nikasalimiana na staff yako. Iko sawa. Wako sawa.
Ni kujaribu tu. Kujaribu. Yeah. Thank you. Asante sana.
You know, nimekuwa hata Kenyan Embassy. No pun intended. Imepiga ofisi zote zenye nimeona zote.
Mr. Complain. Nasema
hapo no comments.
No comments.
Nasema kweli hapa pameweza. Beautiful place.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Is this the first place umekuwa?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Ooh, you don't want to know, man. It's been a journey. Yes. Nakumbuka my first office, it was interior space, at a state office. It was a small interior space. It was next building. It's called Bank of America building, it was 15th floor. And it was just a small space, almost size of a bathroom. Haikuwa na windows, haikuwa nini. So, nikianza kufanya kazi, you could not see, ungejua mchana na usiku. Used to work. I was by myself at the time. So by the time when I realized naangalia saa ni saa 7 za usiku. Yeah. So it's been a long journey. Kutoka hapo nikachukua, I got another office and then tukaendelea and then we moved here like almost 3 years ago.
No, it's such a beautiful, inspiring.
Thank you. Yes. It's a blessing.
With pictures around,
it's a
pictures
blessing.
there.
Yes.
Yes.
It's yes. It means everything you see here means something. To
Yes. Like that one,
something.
American Dream. Take
Yeah.
risks.
Yes. So if you look at this this picture, American Dream, it's just about life. You have to take risks and make moves. Of course, you have to take positive risks. And then if you look at that year, hustling since 2007, that's the year that I came to America, 2007.
Okay.
And then valid through 2030.
Yes.
Year on year, that's the time.
The goal.
That's the goal.
Amazing.
Yes. I wouldn't say that's the year I want to retire, but I would say that's
a goal.
That's the year I put as a goal, that the things I want to do in life, I want to make sure they are accomplished before that time.
Okay.
Before that time.
And I don't think someone like you will ever retire. Maybe that's when you feel like if you wanted not to work, you will just
Yes.
stay home.
Yes.
But I think you'll.
We kind of raised working. So even if you're sitting down, you're still working, you're thinking, you're replying to an email. Thank God nowadays, because of technology, you can work from anywhere.
Yes.
So I don't mean you really retire. It means that, you want to be able to accomplish everything you wanted to accomplish.
Very true.
Because the thing about life, what I discovered is that when you get something, you want more. You
keep setting.
You keep setting up more goals.
Yeah.
So we are never contented. So all I care, for me personally, I don't like much. I don't want much. Of course, if God blesses me, I appreciate it. But I'm a simple guy. As long as I'm happy, I'm healthy, have a beautiful family, I have food on the table, I have a roof over my head for me and my family. That's what I define success.
Yes.
That's the money comes and goes, and at the end of the day, we leave everything here, right?
Yes.
What you remember is the memories you left behind.
Don't just set goals, hunt them.
Yes. So that means that if you have goals, let's say I've set up some certain goals. Personally, I have daily goals. I have weekly goals, I have monthly goals, and yearly goals. And this, you can tell, is maybe 5 years from now.
Yes.
If I set up today, I want to wake up, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, then maybe take a walk, or maybe go play golf in the evening. I want to make sure I try to do that. So everything has its own time.
Yeah.
If I don't do one thing, I don't feel accomplished. And once I do what I've planned to do, and then whatever happens after that, it's not really important to me. Yeah, so I like to set up goals. And if you have certain goals, people dream big, but they don't execute.
They don't execute.
Yes, and that's the problem. The people are scared of taking risks, or sometimes you just don't do it.
Yes.
You just don't follow up.
That other picture is very powerful. I see a hill.
A hill.
An island.
Yes.
And then there is another extension below the water.
Yes.
And I see hard work, persistence.
Yes. So that picture is about success. See, the hill is above the water. That's what people see. When people come here, they see success. They see it's a nice office, but they don't know what you went through or what you go through every day to get or to maintain that office or to get where you've reached. They don't know the persistence, the late nights. Sometimes you wake up, you have to respond to an email at 2 a.m. in the morning. You get a call at 1 a.m. in the morning. You have to pick up, you know? So they don't tell you about, if you look at hard work, of course we have to put the hard work, the persistence, you have to keep on pushing. You try again, they tell you, hey, I'm sorry, well, we don't want you, we don't need you. Okay, no problem, you try somewhere else. So keep on knocking doors. I like to follow this guy, he's a former owner of Houston. This billionaire guy, he says that he had knocked...
Mark Cuban?
Yes, Mark Cuban. He had knocked on so many doors before he got the fast success.
Yeah.
And that's what it takes. So that's the persistence I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The late nights, we have rejections, the sacrifices. Sometimes you're driving, you get a serious call, you have to pull over.
Yeah.
Take out your laptop and respond to it. Criticism, of course. That's the key word. That's why everybody's out to get you.
Oh yeah, you get criticized.
Everybody, especially when they are criticizing you, that's when you know you're in the right track.
Yes.
Because a lot of people don't like success. A lot of people are jealous. So when people are criticizing you, that's what I believe.
Yes.
That means you're doing something right.
As if it was a statement.
Doubts, of course.
The next one.
Doubt is the next one. So you always, sometimes you doubt yourself. Especially when I started Cornerstone, I was like, is it the right thing to do?
Okay.
It took me 6 months to get the first contract.
Because I've seen business similar like yours by Africans in Seattle.
Yes.
Maybe in Pennsylvania.
Yes.
But not in many other states.
Yes.
You doing such business here in North Carolina, this is unique.
Let's say since as a nurse, I want to say I'm a retired nurse, but I'm not really retired because if push comes to shove,
you can always jump back.
I can always jump back in. I have no problem with that. But I noticed the shortages we had, especially during COVID.
Okay.
It was bad. It was really bad. We had a lot of nurses who burned out.
Yes.
Like you could tell she's exhausted. She's upset. She's yelling at everybody.
Yeah.
Not because she wants to, but she's tired.
Tired.
So I could see the shortages we had, and I'm like, let me just try and see how this can work out.
Wow.
And I saw like...
So you saw a need, a pain.
I saw a need, I experienced the need. Where I saw one of my CNAs had like 12, 13 patients.
Oh, you basically experienced a need.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, so many times I finished taking care of my patients, I had to go back and help one of my fellow nurses in the other floor because she was backed up or she had a patient who fell or something happened. So when I saw that need, I had to like focus on, I decided to go ahead and see how I can start Cornerstone.
Okay.
Yes.
So Joseph.
Yes.
Nyaga.
Yes.
That sounds like Central Province.
Yes.
Tell me a bit about where you came from, where you grew up. How did you grow up?
Well, my story, my friend, is very interesting. That's all right. So I was born and raised in Nyeri. I was born and raised in Kenya, a town called Nyeri, a small, I wouldn't call it the hood.
Okay.
In Africa, we call it slum.
Slum.
I would call it a slum.
You grew up in a slum.
I grew up in a slum. With my mom.
Yes.
Like I said, I used to walk barefoot to school.
What was her name?
Grace Modoni Materi.
She's still alive.
She's still alive. Yeah, she was here. She just went back home a couple of months ago. And then, so we didn't have much, but we were very happy. I look back, when I'm looking back, I see and I'm like, I can't believe how far we came. And we never complained. We were very happy. I remember I used to go watch TV in the whole neighborhood. None of us had TV. There's only one family which had TV and had a 14-inch Great Wall. We used to go to their house and watch TV there. And they used to feel very rich because they had TV.
Yes.
We didn't have TV.
Probably a very small one.
Oh yeah, very 14-inch, black and white.
Oh Lord.
Yeah,
yes.
so we used to go there and watch TV, and we were all happy. We had a simple life, but it was fun.
Yeah.
So I grew up there.
It was a tough place. Hungry sometimes.
Oh yeah. Sometimes we didn't. We had food. Okay. My mom provided. Of course, we didn't get all the fancy stuff, but thank God it's Central Province. There's a lot of food in Central Province. So she provided. She had everything we needed. So that's a good thing about it. But outside, it wasn't easy. Yeah.
School.
When you go to school, you see other kids. They have things you don't have. I could see my mom was struggling. She was getting one loan after another to help my big brothers and sisters with high school fees and all that. But when I go to school, at first I used to go to another school, primary school, when I was maybe standard 1, 2. That was Mount Kenya primary school. That was. I used to go to, it was not the Mount Kenya. There's another Mount Kenya, which is very known in Nyeri, not that one, another one, which was very, very tough. We used to walk barefoot to school. And then later on, my mom moved me to a little bit better school in Nyeri called Temple Road. So when I got to school, I noticed that the kids, they have things I didn't have.
You didn't have.
And like sometimes, after some time, it got a little tough for my mom, and we had to. I used to wear sandak shoes.
Yeah, sandak.
Yes.
Oh, I remember.
So right now I see Crocs. Even now I can't stand Crocs.
Crocs, yes.
My son, my kids, they love Crocs.
I know.
I can't stand them.
I don't like them.
Kind of, they remind
you.
They remind me of the trauma. So I remember I used to have sandak shoes, and then me and another friend called Alin Jogo. I hope he's fine where he is.
Yeah.
Everybody else had nice shoes and everything. So you could see small things like that.
Yeah.
I used to live in Kamako. I used to go to school in Temple Road. That's like 2 miles, maybe 3 miles. But back then, when you're walking in the cold, in the rain in the morning, you felt like it's 10 miles. Maybe because I was younger. But of course, you could see other kids, they being dropped off and picked up. You could tell.
Yes.
Things are not like, right. But I did my best. My mom did her best. And when I finished, I went to high school in Mutito SDA Secondary School. That's in Makueni.
Okay.
It's an SDA school. My mom had decided I had to go to an SDA school.
Yes.
I was a naughty one in the family.
Okay. SDA kept you straight.
I was a naughty boy. So I had to go to that SDA school, me and a couple of friends, which was one of the best decisions ever.
Okay.
We finished, it wasn't great, but there's some other things that I always appreciate I learned in that school. And then after that, my mom was transferred to Makueni. And then from there, when I graduated, I was in Makueni for a while.
Yes.
Actually, I stayed in Makueni until I flew to the US.
Yeah.
After Form 4, I tried to I did accounting. I did 1 or 2 sections, and then we didn't have school fees, so I had to drop out.
Okay.
I had to drop out of school fees.
Oh, you had to drop out.
Yeah, I had to drop out. Yeah, so that was something else, which was it was very depressing after finishing Form 4, because you see your friends going to Nairobi for college and everybody else, and you can't.
Others going even out of country.
Out of the country, and all that, and you can't. So that actually later on came to inspire me, because I saw all the friends who were going ahead. They went there and they did what they had to do. I didn't get a chance to go to college then, but you see, maybe God had a plan for me to go to college in America. So maybe that college could have been a waste of time.
Yeah.
So I believe there's a plan for everybody.
There's a plan.
Yeah, you just keep on pushing and being focused. But it was tough. After Form 4 and of course growing up.
Yeah, especially after Form 4, where now your mom is like, oh, dude, you're growing up. Now you need to start figuring it out.
You need to figure yourself out. Yeah, so I tried to figure myself out. Trust me, I started my own NGO. It's a community-based organization.
Okay.
I employ people. We had in Kenya, yes, in Makueni. There was no companies in Makueni.
What?
It's a dry place. There's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
So I looked around. All I could see was NGOs that need other things. So I was like, I'm going to start a small community-based organization for the youths, and we'll create awareness for HIV/AIDS and women empowerment, child support, all that kind of stuff. And then I started the CBO. I called a few friends, we teamed up together, and we applied for funding. From that, back in the day, was National AIDS Control Council or something. And then we got funding. We got 350,000 Kenyan shillings.
Okay.
And then when you got the first funding, we worked. We worked really hard. We bought uniforms for kids. We did so much. Printed T-shirts.
I'm guessing you're in your young 20s, right?
Yes. I was around 23, 24.
You started achieving early.
I tried.
Yeah.
So that time when we finished the first 200,000, we did everything, and actually we did more. I remember when we met with the DDO, District Development Officer, and we were like, I have seen other youth groups, they get money and we don't hear from them again. You have done so much. And then they approved another 150,000. The other remaining, it was 200, then 150.
Yes.
And then we finished, we did the same thing. And then they had a meeting in Makueni, and they decided, because our group, it was called SCAP, Save the Children Age Educational Project.
Okay.
So they decided to approve us for 1.2 million.
Wow.
So when they approved us for 1.2 million, then the government thing came in. President Boy was back. He was the one at the time.
Yeah.
And there was an issue with the World Bank. They had to retrench people. They stopped all the funding.
All the funding was cut off.
That was it. That was it for us. So we tried to survive. We had bought some generators and TVs. We tried to create awareness, going to schools. But after some time, we couldn't do it anymore. So that had to go and slow down.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who are some of the people that really inspired you when you were young? Who are these people? Your mom, of course.
Yes, of course. The first one was my mom. The resilience, the hard work, the faith, praying. When things get tough, you gotta keep on praying. You gotta keep on working hard. You can't give up. I get that from my mom.
Alikuwa mama wa maombi.
Oh yeah, mpaka wa leo.
Wow.
Yes. And sometimes I'm going through something, I give her a call, say, hey, pray for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the first positive inspiration.
Yes.
When it comes to negative inspiration, this is interesting. So I had an uncle.
Okay.
Growing up.
Yeah.
They say everybody has a good uncle and a bad uncle,
And a
right?
bad one.
Okay. So let me talk about the bad uncle. I had an uncle growing up as a boy.
Okay.
I used to see and admire him. You know, the uncle who comes to Gishagi, he brings groceries, he brings things. You're like, man, I want to be like this guy one day.
I want to be like him.
Yeah, you know, he's very nice and everything. So when I finished high school, things were tough. I decided to go to him and ask him, hey, I was thinking this is a little bit tough. I was wondering if there's something you can do, because I was in school, I was doing accounting, and I passed my classes, but I had to drop out because, you know, I don't have school fees. He has his own companies. He was rich in Kenya.
Yes. Yeah.
Kenya shillings.
Kenya shillings.
I hate to say it like that.
Yes, yes. I'm a multi-millionaire in Kenya shillings.
Exactly. So I gotta warn you. I'm brutally honest.
Yes.
So I don't hold back.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So what happened when I went to him for help? Look, this is a guy you always dreamed of becoming. You always admired growing up. So when I went to him for help, have you ever heard of the saying that you never meet your hero? Like if you see Michael Jordan downstairs, don't go say hi. Okay. Because he may go there and tell you, get out of here.
Get out of here.
And you go very disappointed.
Like Elon Musk when he met Armstrong.
Yes.
He was told that whole thing of SpaceX is nothing.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. So when I met my uncle, he said that he looked at me with disgust and told me, why should I help you and I'm not your father? Yeah. So
why should I help you and I'm not your father?
Yeah.
On the whiteboard I see that.
That you see where it came from.
Wow. Yeah. Everything in this place has a serious deep meaning.
Yep.
My goodness.
Yeah.
He's still alive?
Oh yeah.
He sees your success.
Oh, listen. I pray to God he lives long.
Yes. Wewe mwalimu wa math, angalia kwenye tumefika. Tuko wapi sasa? Anko. Angalia niko wapi sasa.
Every day I pray to God he lives long.
Yes.
So he can see me succeed. Yeah. I'll give you my kidney if I have to. I'm just kidding.
Just so that he can survive and see you even grow greater and greater.
Yeah.
I think he inspired you in a way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was a positive reinforcement in a very negative way.
That is the biggest mistake he ever made.
He ever made.
And to me, that's the biggest blessing.
Yes.
Because if he could have helped me, I could not have been here today.
You wouldn't have been hungry enough.
Exactly. And I would not have been here. I would not have met my wife, my kids. I mean, you know. So sometimes when you go to someone, if he didn't want me to succeed, he could have just helped me.
Yes.
And you know what disappointed me? It's not because of him saying no. It's okay. It's your money. It's your no hard feelings. You could have said no, but don't insult and disrespect.
Oh my
this is a young man who's looking up to you who didn't have a father growing up. So that hurt.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Wow.
when I was younger, I used to hear some people call him Uncle Mufudhi. I didn't know why. That day I knew. That day I knew why he's called Uncle Mufudhi.
Yes, I can guess. Uncle Mufudhi, new Mufudhi.
I didn't know why, but that day
Yes.
I understood why.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's kind of a negative inspiration.
May he live long to see your success more and more.
That's my prayer.
Yes.
And to me, I believe success is not about money. It's about, like I said, being happy.
Good life with
family, health, lifestyle, and happy, and achieving what you need. As long as I have a roof over my head, I have food on the table, my kids are happy and healthy, I'm happy and healthy. To me, I've achieved.
Yeah.
That's all I care about.
I usually add good self-consciousness there.
Yes.
In a way that you are aware of yourself.
Yes, and you're more focused on yourself.
Yes.
When it comes to money, this money will never be enough. And at the end of the day, you leave it here. All you leave behind are your memories.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
So, yeah.
RN. So this young boy from Nyeri, that's where my wife comes from, by the way.
Oh, she's from Nyeri?
Yeah,
Which
Dongoma.
Oh, Dongoma. We used to go to Dongoma.
It's also some very God-forsaken place in a way or another. I looked at it and I was like, no, I don't want to live there.
Dongoma, yeah.
And if you're telling me you are in the slums there, oh my God.
Yes, I was in Kamako.
Oh my God. So this young boy,
yes.
how did you end up landing to be an RN? You know how hard this thing is. It's so difficult to be a nurse. People don't know that.
Yeah, I know. It's not easy.
And how did you decide that? And then transition to become an entrepreneur. Take me through that.
Okay. So, before that, I was in... when I was young, I used to watch this show called Chicago Med.
Okay.
No, it used to be called Chicago ER. By George Clooney. That was a long time ago, 1980s.
Okay.
Finally, when my mom was able to buy a TV. So
that was back then.
Yeah, long time ago, 1980s. So I used to love the way I used to do the adrenaline, like how they rush back and forth. This patient didn't have a pulse when he came in, and then all of a sudden they all run around and do CPR, and the patient comes back, and I really dreamt of that. I'm like, I wish one day, they all had.
That position.
Yes, I can be in that position, and that dream came true. Because once later on in life, that's how I came actually to America. Like I said, everybody has a good uncle and a bad uncle.
Yes.
So the good uncle, I have a good uncle.
What's his name?
I cannot say his name. But what I can tell you is that he was the Kenyan ambassador to the United Nations in New York.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So the good uncle invited me to come to New York.
Yeah.
And when I came here, that's how I ended up in America in 2007. So, after some time, I still have my dream of working in the ER. So I went to school, did what I had to do. At the time, I became an ER tech. Nursing is a long process, so I became an ER tech. So when I became an ER tech, that's when I was able. I worked for the best hospital in New York, New York Presbyterian Hospital, Cornell. That was a whole different.
You chose to do that.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Wow.
I remember before that I worked in Jersey City Medical Center in New Jersey, but I was a float tech. Then I wanted to work in the ER because when I was floating in New Jersey, I was working in the ER sometimes. And I still have my dream of working in the ER. So when I saw a position in New York Presbyterian Hospital in the ER, I applied for it. They called me, went through an interview, 2-3 interviews, and that's it. I got hired. I worked there for 10 years.
Okay.
In fact, I remember I went to nursing school, did my LPN, but I still continued working as an ER tech until maybe a year or two before I moved to North Carolina. That's when I said, hey, I need to start working on my using my LPN license.
Okay.
There, I was able to get so much experience in terms of life. Because I was able to get so much exposure. We took care of everybody. We took care of celebrities.
Yes.
We took care of billionaires. And that's one thing I learned so much about life. Like, people who are very rich, they're very humble.
Very true.
Very humble. You never even know they have money.
Yes.
You used to have billionaires coming with
Warren Buffett.
exactly. Flip-flops and shorts.
Yes.
And you see people running around looking for him because they don't believe this is him.
Yeah.
But the people who make so much noise,
Yeah, the ones who have little money,
they make
so much noise to make it seem big.
Exactly. So New York kind of gave me a different type of exposure. I lived in New York for like 15 years.
Okay.
It's a long time before I moved down here to North Carolina.
Wow,
yes,
okay.
yes. So it kind of made me humble and appreciate life. Because working in the ER made me see how people can die just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that. Everything was fine. You're going to your office. You just
Little accident.
Little accident, or you just fell down, got a heart attack, and that's it. They're doing CPR on you right now, and you're gone.
My goodness.
And you're 35 years old. You go to the gym 3 times a week.
Oh.
I don't remember the last time I go to the gym.
That can catch anybody. It doesn't matter how fit
exactly.
you are.
So it's those kind of things you kind of make you appreciate life. So when I saw that, I still had that dream of becoming a nurse. That going back to your question.
Yes.
And after working in the ER as an ER tech, I went back to school, did the LPN, then I went back to school and finished my RN. And that's how I became an RN.
And then you mentioned that then you saw a need.
Yes. Oh, I experienced a need.
Experienced a need.
Oh, yes. So you sometimes used to work and you're so short-staffed. If a nurse is late, it's bad. It's really bad.
And so how did you decide to become an entrepreneur and basically, how was the start?
It was during COVID.
Oh.
So COVID, we have a lot of nurses who quit. They didn't want to risk their lives because they had parents at home who are old. Maybe they had the symptoms or the diseases people are complaining about at the time. So a lot of people quit. Or like, I have small kids, I can't afford to die.
Yes.
My husband can't afford to pay the bills. So we were so short-staffed. And I still had to go to work. So I saw the need, and I was like, I should just take this shot. I decided, let me start this thing. Because I've had this thing going on. I first of all worked for another agency.
Yes.
And then I didn't like the way it was run. People are not being appreciated. People are not being respected.
Okay.
And I still have that. So I was like, let me just...
You can do better.
I can do better.
Yeah.
I can help my fellow nurses and do what I have to do. Yeah, and that's what happened. And then
how did you start? How did you get... In simple language, how did you start?
Oh, it was, I just had sat down, did a lot of research. A lot of research, because there was no one to ask questions.
How did you even get clients?
I know, that's the hard part. So there's a lot of paperwork, register the company, a lot of paperwork. You send it to the state, they reject it the first time.
Oh.
I amended it, they sent it back, they rejected it again.
So there's
So
a
the
license?
third time, you have to get a license in North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah, you can. Other states.
So that's what keeps people from getting it.
It's a process. It's a process. Yeah.
Very few people end up not getting it. Many people end up not getting it.
So in North Carolina, you have to have, unless things have changed.
Yeah.
But I know 4 or 5 years ago when I started, you have to get a license.
Yes.
And sometimes I think you have to be a nurse. I'm not sure about that part, but I do know that they need you to have a license. Wow. So eventually the third time, I talk about persistence again, I was able to get it. And they approved it. So the clients, that's where the problem comes in.
Yeah. I want to hear that.
Because some of the challenges you get in this kind of business, or any business, I believe, is trust. As a new business, people are not going to trust you.
Yeah.
I was doing cold calls, like, I don't know, maybe 50 a day. Wow. Every day. Call back and say, right now we're in a meeting, call back at 10:30. I write down on my notepad, I'll call this facility 10:30. I thought it was going to be easy because as a nurse, I've worked in some of these people, some of these buildings, and they know me. But it wasn't easy because you give them a contract and then the corporate doesn't know me, so it doesn't approve it.
They don't care.
They don't care. They see it's a new company, so they don't trust you. So the trust is the issue. The company, your new company, so the clients, they don't know you and they don't want to risk.
And there was no one to stand by you.
Exactly. I was by myself. So I had
this Kenyan.
I had to.
You don't know anybody.
A guy with a funny last name. I know. So the other thing is some of the employees you have. Like I remember the first employee that who applied, and then I eventually got a contract, which was 6 months later on. I sent her to a building, and she was a no-call, no-show. My first. So I guess it was trust. She came back 3-4 months later on, trying to come back. Of course, we wouldn't bring her back. But I think she had a trust issue. She thought, it's a new company. Maybe when I go there, I'm not going to get paid. So trust is an issue.
Yes.
And then I remember I did the cold calling. After some time, I went to... I got a travel contract. I went to Arizona.
Okay.
And then when I went to Arizona, that's when eventually, after like 3-4 weeks into my contract, that's when I was able to get my first business contract
At a
back
very
here.
unlikely moment.
Yes.
While in Arizona.
When I was in Arizona.
Yeah.
And now...
did you ever feel like giving up?
Giving up on the...
trying on that challenge right there.
Challenge? So... that's where my wife came in.
Okay.
So it was very interesting because I was working in a hospital in Arizona, Chandler. It's in the desert, reservations. We have like native Indians out there in the reservation. There was no network. Phone service, there was no good phone service. There was no internet. So that time we had traveled with my wife and my kids. They were doing homeschooling at the time. It was COVID time. So she was doing everything. She was doing recruitment.
Cold calling?
She was doing scheduling. She was doing, and I used to come back in the evening, I do payroll and invoicing.
Tell me she was doing cold calling.
And she was doing, yes, cold calling too. Yes. And then she was doing homeschooling. Yes.
Wow.
So she did a lot.
Your wife is amazing.
Oh yeah, she is. If it wasn't for her, I don't even think we'd be having Cornerstone.
Wow.
Yeah, because that time I know in the evening I used to be the charge nurse at the time, so I used to go to my desk and I tried to respond to some of the emails because it was a desktop, because there was no Wi-Fi. Then in the evening I go back and do it. That happened for a while until after like a month. It got so, Cornerstone started growing so much.
Yes.
It became so stressful for her.
Yes.
She didn't tell me, but I could see.
You could see.
So I decided, hey, what am I doing here? So when I did the numbers, back in the day it was a travel contract.
Yes.
So they were paying good at the time. But when I did the numbers, per week on this and per week on the agency, But what I did is that this is a baby that I'm nurturing.
Yeah, you're nurturing.
I'm focusing on the wrong thing.
Because
this is a long term.
Might be making more money at the moment.
Exactly.
Still.
Yes. So if I was this 100% in Cornerstone, I would definitely, me and my wife would make this thing grow.
Yeah.
So I had to wake up one morning. I remember one evening I had finished ironing my scrubs for the next morning to go to work. And then I look at my wife, I look at my kids, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yes.
I had 2 more weeks left for my 30 weeks contract to be over. Yes. I sent a text message. I told them, unfortunately, because of personal reasons, I can't be able to come to tomorrow. Yeah, just like that. Just like that. You gotta make this kind of, as a CEO.
Yeah, when you get
as a CEO, you gotta make those type of decisions. You have to take that risk.
You take a decision, execute it, and
I
accept the risk.
When I'm done with the text message, I started packing. Time to go.
Wow.
So that morning when my wife woke up, because I told her the night before, she didn't believe it. She was like, "What? What are you doing? We just wait for 2 weeks." I told her, "No, we can't. 2 weeks, things may be a little bit different.
Yeah,
let's do it now." And then she
supported you.
She supported me 50-50.
Yeah, of course.
But when the next day we started driving back we left Arizona, we were driving back, we crossed state lines. And then I think we were almost in Texas. Then I looked at her and then I saw her smiling.
Yeah.
She didn't want to show me. That's why I knew, I knew you were stressed. I knew you were stressed.
Yes.
So when I came here, that's when now I was 100% Cornerstone. Yeah.
Amazing.
And then I took over everything, the whole burden from her.
Wow.
And I was able to continue. Yes.
So how did you maneuver the COVID season, by the way?
Actually, the COVID season was not a problem because we started during COVID.
Yes.
The problem was after COVID. During COVID, there was a lot of shortage. People needed more staff because they were sure some staff may get sick, some staff may call out, so they needed agencies a lot. After COVID, that's when the problem came in. Because some of these facilities or hospitals, they were getting some COVID funds. That's what I hear from the government.
Yeah.
So when the COVID season was over, we didn't have any more. They didn't have any more funds.
Oh, the funds disappeared.
So now they need agencies, they need staff, but they can't afford them. So they had to start getting rid of agencies.
Yes.
And here we are. We have CNAs and nurses calling us, telling me, "Hey, I have 15 patients. Why did they cancel somebody? Why did they cancel somebody?" And I'm like, "There's nothing much I can do. We have sent emails to them. We have people who want to work there, but they're not approving."
Yes.
You can tell they want these people. They want the staff, but they could not afford.
Yes.
The current clients we have right now, they're very good. They're very organized. They care about patients a lot. They look at the patient-staff ratio. It's good. But there's some facilities I had back then which were not the best.
Yeah.
But that's how life is. So that kind of impacted a lot of staffing agencies. A lot of staff agencies shut down. Actually, that's where God kind of exists.
Yeah.
Because how we survived all that was an act of God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say just me. There was an intervention somehow. But so far we're doing good. We managed through that and we are still hanging on.
What are your most proudest moments? Zenye unasema, wow.
I don't know. Proudest moments, of course, when I got my daughter. When you become a father, that's everything. Especially a daughter, because they say daughters will take care of you when you grow old.
Yes. Daughters will change a man.
Oh yeah, I worked in a nursing home before. I can tell you, I used to see patients, and all the time I used to see daughters coming to check their fathers. You don't see boys. You don't see sons until Father's Day. Yeah. That's when you know, wow, I didn't know he had sons. So when I got my daughter, of course, that was a good, proud moment. And of course, when I started seeing the impact, like when I got my first contract with Cornerstone, I started seeing the impact we are doing.
The difference you're making.
The difference I'm making. Yeah. When the staff calls me and, hey, man, thank you so much, man. I don't know, your job really helped me a lot. I was in a situation and now I'm okay.
Yeah.
And
when did you start realizing that you're making so much impact?
Within the first few months after we came here from, I started seeing that. And sometimes you get emails from the DONs administrators telling thank God, thank you so much, you guys rock. We didn't have any staff during this holiday season, maybe Christmas or Memorial Day like this past week. Those kind of small things kind of inspire you to be like, okay, we have some people out there who appreciate what we do. Yeah.
So, maybe you started with you and your wife. And now you've employed people.
Yes, yes. Trust me, it wasn't easy to employ. That's another risk you had to take.
Yes, evolving
risk. Because I remember the first in-house. I'm talking in-house. Out there is different.
Yes.
Excuse me. When I got the first in-house staff, I was at interior office. I was doing everything. I was doing scheduling, payroll, invoicing, recruitment, you name it. I was doing everything. And then I worked. I order food, I eat lunch. Call my wife and tell you, hey, I'll be late today. I'll be coming home maybe midnight. I continue working like that. Until I discovered...
Many late nights.
Until one day I look at the clock. It was 5:15 a.m.
a.m. Oh my God.
I worked all day and all night. I have pretty much 2 hours or less than 2 hours. People start calling.
Yes.
Calling out.
Oh Lord.
So I just closed my laptop and I took a nap. I never even took a nap for like 30 minutes or 40 minutes.
Phone call.
Phone call again.
Oh, someone calling out.
So that was my breaking point. I'm like, okay, you have to accept you can't do everything. You need to get help. So I remember that day, what a coincidence, someone was sent over from a different, I think, homeschool or nursing school or CNA school, and then they sent her over to me because I was hiring CNAs. So when she came to my office, I asked her, do you have any CNA experience? She said, no, she doesn't have any. Are you good on computers? Yes. Are you good in this? Yes. What's your background? She told me. And I told her, how would you be interested in working as a scheduler here? I train you here. You be my assistant.
Yes.
You help me with scheduling and a little bit of recruitment, and then I'll train you. Instead of going out there, nursing home where you don't have experience, and I can't send you anyway because you have to have at least 1 year of experience. She was like, oh, that would be great. And she was very excited about it, and that was it. And then I trained her, and things started feeling a little bit better. And now the production started going up because now you're not.
But also here now someone is on your payroll.
Yes, I know. That's also a challenge because you have to make sure that when it comes to employees, it's not just about the employees.
Yeah.
These employees have families, and those families are depending on you.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure you're on top of what you're doing.
Wow.
So that was a hard decision.
That's a scary part.
But it was the best decision because things changed. I was able to do more. Then down the line, I got another scheduler.
Yeah.
Tasha.
Yes.
You met Tasha. She's great. And then after that, I got Kiara, Operation Director.
Okay.
She started assisting me with invoicing, payroll, and all that. Then I got another employee who started helping with recruitment, like that. Started getting, and so once I started delegating, it became a little bit easy for me now to think more and start growing a little bit more.
You know, it's one thing.
Yes.
To have a business. I have a business.
Yes.
I'm self-employed.
Yes.
It's another thing to be an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Whereby you have a system.
Yes.
Joseph, here you have a system. I've not seen it with many, especially in the US as Kenyans.
Yes.
Not many people have a system like yours. In a building like this,
Yes.
This is a high-end building. And I looked at the people you are employing.
Yes.
They look good and classy.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I mean,
yeah.
You must be pouring a lot of money towards them too, for them to even look that way. So, What's that cash flow? My good, kwani munauza maini?
No, actually.
Yeah.
So what they don't tell you see that sign I showed you?
Yes.
You only see the success.
Yes, yes.
You don't see how they work.
Okay.
Sometimes
They
work hard.
Yeah.
And also they are very independent. And they're very responsible.
Okay.
And when you work hard, I always like to appreciate. Try to do your best to give people what they deserve.
Yeah.
And there are people I can go to the UK, for example. We are opening a location actually we've already opened a location in the UK. Yes.
Okay.
But we're trying now to get contracts and all that. That's what we're working on. We're still doing marketing.
Okay.
I can go somewhere else. I don't need to worry about invoicing. I don't need to worry about payroll. I don't need to worry about scheduling because we have these people that they are responsible. And that's the most important part in business. You have to get a good team.
Yes.
If you don't have a good team of people, you're not going to succeed. If you have to tell them to do something, instead of them making that decision, then you're not with the right people.
Yeah.
Because I believe you hear billionaires, they have 2, 3, 4, 10 companies.
Yeah.
They're not in every company.
Yeah.
They delegate. They get the right people,
That's what
the
we
right
call
team.
scaling.
Yes. You get the right people, the right team, and then you're able to do it. So that will give you an opportunity for you to start thinking outside the box and start thinking about ways to grow the company.
How is leadership in such a level? And how do you scale and still maintain your values?
See, the thing about me is that you're going to have two personalities. You have to be the Joseph, the buddy, the nice guy outside, and you have to be the Joseph, the CEO.
Yeah.
So once you learn to differentiate the two, when I'm out there, we laugh, we joke, we have a good time. But when it comes to business, you have to know. So once you learn to appreciate and know how to treat people, when it comes to here, you know how to, you want to treat people the way you like to be treated. Once you respect them, you show them you appreciate them, and I think they'll do their best. And once they love what they do, that's the best thing.
They sound like they love what they do.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they tell me. I don't know if they tell me because they...
Well, I could see it. But they seem like they've been taken care of.
Oh, yeah.
The office is looking good.
The office is good, yes. Actually, yeah, the office is good. Yeah, we're blessed. I would say that.
Yeah, you build a culture. What's the culture here?
I don't know what to tell you. Culture is... We just have it's just a work ethic thing we have. And also the culture we created is that you see how they're dressed?
Yeah.
They don't have to come with a suit and a tie. No.
And one of them told me sometimes she can work from home.
She can work from home. In fact, nowadays we are more working from home than we even come to the office. Yeah. You can come here 2-3 days a week. The rest of the days you work from home. And the production sometimes can even be higher. We discovered that. The research was done during COVID. Production can even be higher when you work from home with your pajamas than when you come and work in the office. So I don't really care. That's the culture I've created. I don't care where you work from. I don't care how you dress. I believe you have more things to worry about
than all that.
All that. So once you create that kind of comfortable environment for them, and it makes work easier and less stressful.
So, as with my experience,
yes,
if you can do this business in North Carolina,
yes,
someone else in Georgia, or let's say Maryland, I think it's easier for them to do it. But what can you tell someone like Hugh out there in Georgia, maybe even here in North Carolina? What can you tell them if they are trying to start?
You gotta go ahead. You gotta take that risk. You have to start. You know, see, things in life is just. I get it. Business is not meant for everybody.
Yeah.
But you're never gonna know if it's meant for you unless you take the chance, unless you take the shot. So you take that risk, take that leap of faith, and start the business. What's the worst that can happen? If it didn't work for me, I could just continue becoming a nurse.
Yes.
I mean, life was okay.
Yeah, what's the worst that can happen?
Yes, what's the worst that can happen? So people, like I said, Mark Cuban, I was telling you about, he tried like 100 times before he got the first success.
Yeah.
People don't have that persistence. People don't have that patience. People are not that resilient. And that's where growing up from a humble background gave me that toughness to be able to like not give up. I keep on trying, I keep on trying, I have to keep on trying. Until one day you get it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've told me about UK.
Yes.
If you're getting now to that level where now you're international, then what next?
We just started the UK. We're not there yet.
You're not there yet?
No, we're there.
So that's the next thing.
No, we're there already.
Yeah.
The company is registered. We have an office.
Okay.
It's in London, and we're doing marketing. We have a lot of applicants, people who've applied, so we're trying to get contracts.
Okay.
We've sent out some contracts out there. We have people we're working with already. We have some. We are very optimistic because we have some few places we've been promised. So once we start staffing, that then it will be 100% international. Yes.
Where do you find yourself, if you think forward 5 years from now?
5 years from now, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Because I hate to say, coming from how far I've come, it's not like I've reached. Like I told you, you haven't. You still have exactly. So you can't keep on saying that, hey, I want more, I want more, I want more. You just appreciate what you have. So in 5 years, I hope I'll be able to spend more time with my family.
And would you move maybe to another business, or you will just stay in this business?
I have multiple businesses.
You already have multiple.
Cornerstone is just one of them.
Oh, I'll come back and you tell me about those.
Cornerstone is just one of them. But let's leave it at that for now.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
And let me take you back.
Yes.
If I pushed you back to that young age,
Yes.
I know it's very sensitive. Is there anything you would do different if I took you back?
To when I was in growing up, or when I was in when I finished high school?
Growing up and then finishing high school.
I don't think I would do anything different, to be honest with you, because all the toughness and everything I went through is what has made me who I am today.
Okay.
And I've learned to respect everybody.
Yeah.
I've learned to be humble. I believe I am, because I know, trust me, I've met people that we have no idea. But I've learned to know that nothing is permanent in this world. See, COVID was a good wake-up call, especially for us nurses, because we saw people come in 2-3 days, in a week, they're gone. So if that can happen to somebody, it can happen to anybody. So for me, if I look back, I don't think I would change anything.
Yeah.
Everything was put there for a reason. And whatever was tough back then is what has helped me today. I don't think I would change anything.
So this boy back there, I'm sorry for keeping you there, because you started from a very low point, and unfortunately, in Nyeri, the same slum exists.
Yes, I was there. I took my kids there 3-4 years ago. I have some pictures. I'll send it to you later on.
How did you feel? And
it was very emotional.
What were you telling those kids?
No, I told the kids this is where Daddy was born and raised. And for my daughter, my son, they were young, but they would see and they wouldn't believe it. Like I told them, we used to share one toilet. 10 houses.
10 houses.
At least we had a toilet.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
How about the kids there?
Oh, that's the thing. I saw some families still living there, and I saw some small kids, and that kind of touched me a lot.
Painful, huh?
It's painful to see them, because I felt like they are kind of going through what I went through. Yeah. I even met a family who still lives in that same house.
What's the plan? Is there anything you can do?
If I had, those are some of the things in 2030, if God blesses me, I may want to change.
Tell me more about your book.
Oh, my book. Oh, my book. This is the book. See, it says that when you're about to give up, you're almost there.
Oh.
So this is a message.
That's powerful.
Yes, this is a message I got from my grandma. We call her Shushu Karen. So I remember the times were tough one time when I finished high school, and I almost felt like giving up. I felt like I don't even feel I should. This is not a life to live. And then I was just there sitting, and I was talking to Shushu, and then she started telling me. She's talking to me out of nowhere, and she told me, when you're about to give up, in Kikuyu, that's when you're almost there. Wow. So don't give up. Anything you do in life, and that's what keeps me going. Because sometimes you want to give up, and you feel like, let me just try one more time. Let me just try one more time. And that's where the message came from, the title of the book. It's very inspirational. It says more about me growing up.
Yeah.
It says more about, I have some pictures here. This is where I was born and raised.
Oh, that's your mom.
This is my mom. This is my big brother. This is me, and this is my big sister.
Yeah.
And this is the house where we were raised.
Oh.
Yeah, so it has some few things here and there.
Tell me about that moment you were about to give up.
Oh, that was, I had tried everything. I tried to join the military. I tried to look for jobs. I started the NGO. I started everything, and the people you expected them to help you, the people
they don't show up.
The people, yes, they don't show up. The people you respected, you thought they were your heroes, like the Anka Mufudhi and others. They kind of push you down. That's not what you expect. Growing up. As a father, even in tradition, in Kikuyu tradition or African tradition, if you don't have a father, you go to your uncle.
Yeah.
And he becomes like your father.
Yeah.
He can advise you. This is how we do it. This is how you don't have to be financial.
So proud of him.
Yes, exactly. It doesn't have to be financial.
Yeah.
He can just give you a piece of advice. He can just give you a piece of encouragement. I was that boy that day. One day I was like you. Oh, don't give up. Just keep on pushing it.
Yeah.
Something. So it was kind of very frustrating. But I almost gave up.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. I almost gave up. But thank God, maybe because of my mom's prayers.
And your Karen, auntie from Karen.
Yeah, Shushu, my grandma from Karen. So they kind of gave me that kind of word of encouragement when I needed it. Yes.
Wow. And here comes the book is a product of that pain.
Yes, the book is a product of the pain. The book is where the inspiration comes in. It shows everything about me and how I met, how I started, how I grew up, how I met my wife, how I'm with my kids, and everything all the way to here. Of course, it's a continuation. It's just an idea. Something that you can write and maybe inspire one boy in Kamakwa or Nyeri who may be going through what I went through.
Yeah.
So that, you know what, don't give up.
Yeah,
don't give up in life. Not because I'm there or I've accomplished, but up to coming from where I've come from up to now, I have something I can appreciate. And I can look back and say thank you, and it's just inspiration to those. Yeah.
Because we're about to finish.
Yes.
I will still keep you around there because that's a very key part of your trajectory in life.
Yes.
You decide that you're going to look for your dad.
Yes.
And take me back to that day, the journey, the meeting him.
Yes. So, that's something actually is a very good question. Growing up, of course, you see other boys, they have their fathers, I always have to ask the question, where's my dad? Where's my dad? And of course, I never got a chance to know him or meet him. But when I grew up, actually I was in the United States. A couple of years ago, something told me to keep on looking for him. And then every time I typed his name, it used to pop up in the UK. Every time I search his name, he's coming in the UK.
Yeah.
And I decided to follow up on that name in the UK. And then I saw he has 2 businesses. And then I followed up. I'm like, I can't approach him direct. Let me see if I can go through his partners and see if I can find out who the person is.
Yeah.
So I went through one of these partners through Facebook, sent him an email, sent him a message. He responded back. The first person did respond back. The second person, he responded back. And then I asked him, do you know this person? And then he started asking me questions. And then that's when he asked me, do you know, he started asking me personal questions. What was the name of your mom? I answered back. And then he asked, where did your mom meet your dad? I said, Kangema Moranga, back in the day. And then the third question he asked was a straightforward question. When were you born? And where were you born? And then I said, I was born in Nyeri. I was born in 1980. The next thing that happened, my phone just rang. My phone just rang. So the guy I was chatting back and forth with, he knew immediately who my dad, their friends.
Maybe he had
So
talked
he
about
reached out to my dad immediately, and he was getting questions from my dad and responding to me through Facebook.
Yes.
So the minute I gave him my phone number, my phone just rang.
And that was your dad?
Picked up. He said, this is Nyaga, this is me, I'm your dad. I'm the one you've been looking for.
Where have you been?
Yes. So that's when now, from that journey, everything changed. And actually my dad also inspired me. I forgot about that.
So
when I was starting the business, he inspired me. Because that time I remember I had registered Cornerstone, but I had not gone into it further. I was kind of undecided.
Yes.
And then we started talking. He used to call me every day. Because at first, those are the risks I'm saying you're going to take. At first, I didn't know.
Did you forgive that first? Because I'll assume you're very angry at him.
So I'll come to that. I'll tell you exactly what happened. So at first, of course, we have a lot of questions. At first, I was kind of scared.
Okay.
I don't know how he's going to react. But I say these are the kind of risks that sometimes you have to take. You're like, if he says no,
it's okay.
It's okay. I was doing fine, right?
Yeah.
I'll just continue my life.
Yeah.
You know, but it was exactly what I expected. Yeah, he called me, he spoke to me, we spoke like 2 hours. And when you started talking, you discovered how much you have in common. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Just thinking about it, how much he's reasoning, he's thinking, how intelligent he is.
He's a businessman.
He's a businessman.
UK.
Yes. So he's thinking, he's reasoning, and now he called me every day after that. We kind of created this kind of bond. It's like we're catching up. Even today, if I don't call him 2 or 3 days, he calls me back.
Okay.
Hey, how's everything? You've been so quiet. What's going on? You know, so later on we met.
Okay.
Maybe a year or so after, I went to the UK and we met. We had a bonding moment. It was very emotional.
Okay.
That time we had bonded for like 1 year.
Did your wife witness
on
that?
the phone. No, my wife said that I want to give you that moment alone, just to spend just to spend with him, and then next time we'll go together. So later on, we went with my wife. Like I think the next time I went back to the UK. Yes,
I really respect your wife. I've heard her.
That's why
story.
That's why she's my wife.
Oh my God.
See, they say that behind every successful man is a what?
Where is she from?
There's a lady.
Oh my goodness, she's African?
Yes, she's African. She's from South Africa.
South Africa?
Yeah, she's from South Africa.
My goodness.
Georgia, South Africa.
She is one good, beautiful wife in and out. And I would love, the most powerful thing you said is, if it was not for my wife, there couldn't be cornerstone.
Yeah, that's the truth. Like I told you, I'm brutally honest. I don't hide. I keep it real.
You see,
no.
You are one blessed person. Let me tell you that.
See, the Bible says, I'm not a holy Joe, but I believe there's a God.
Yes.
And they say, if you have a good wife comes from the Lord.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you have a good wife, just know God loves you, man.
Yes, God loves you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so...
You know, I can keep on asking and asking. Right?
No, I mean, it's fine. That's... That's where we...
So you just answered my question. You answered the next two questions I was to ask. How is your relationship with your dad? How was the forgiving? How was this?
Okay.
You just hear it.
So, yes. So now, I didn't want to bring up the questions.
Yeah.
I wanted them to come naturally. And when I met him, I was ready to I don't want to know what happened.
Yeah.
It's between you and my mom.
Yeah.
But if something happens to me and him, that's different.
It's different, yeah.
But the way he accepted me, the way he calls me, he called me literally every day. We speak on the phone for 2 hours.
You're a wise man too, I can tell.
Thank you.
I will throw tantrums.
You see, that's the thing you have to understand. It wasn't about you. It was maybe something that happened between your dad and them.
You were not part of that.
I'm not part of it.
Yeah.
And so when we met, we had a conversation, and he tried to explain to me what happened and everything. I didn't bring it up.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too much into it, but what I can tell you is that sometimes it's good to take that risk.
It's good.
Yes, and sometimes, we men are not given fair chances.
Yes.
Also.
Yes.
We never have to hear the other side of the story. Rarely do it. So that's why I decided I can't judge. I wasn't there. My relationship is good, and even today he calls me and gives me business advice.
Wow. How does your mom feel about this?
No, they're fine. She's fine about it. Yes, she kept on saying, actually, she laughed about it.
Oh.
And then my dad came here to visit.
Wow.
Yeah, and we went out, 3 of them.
Wow.
We went for dinner outside, and it was very interesting.
That's the most interesting.
It was very interesting. The thing about my dad, he's very charming.
Okay, he's a charming man.
He's a charming guy.
Okay.
He's smart and charming, and he's friendly.
I think if I can push you hard, there is that charming part of you. You're just in your business.
Maybe. Sometimes I hear that. They say that. But he's a nice guy. Even when I went to London, he's respected.
So your kids at least say Guka in London?
Yes. Actually, when he came here, he met all my kids.
Okay.
And then my son also went to the UK for some other personal thing, and they spend a lot of time together. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you see Obama, sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
A father, and I hate to say this.
Yeah.
But as a boy child, you need to know where you came from. Even a girl.
Yes.
You need to know your roots.
Yes.
So it's good to know that. If you see Obama going to look for his dad, he's not stupid. His dad died long time ago, but he still wants to know where
roots are
in that village in Africa. He's not stupid.
Because the dad is just a part of the root. You can't ignore the whole system.
You cannot ignore the whole system. And that's where you came from, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
So it's good to know where you came from. Yeah.
Wow.
And I've met my other brothers. for my dad's side, we have so much in common. It's crazy how much we so much. One of them is an accountant. I was doing accounting. One of them is a senior accountant in NSSF.
Oh, you've been rotating in the
So they don't drink, they don't smoke, just like me. I don't drink, I don't smoke. Trust me, we kind of click.
Very nice, decent people.
That's exactly. They have their own families. They're loving. So you discover that you have so much in common. Yeah, it's good to know where you came from. Trust me.
Do you go to South Africa?
Yes, we've been there. We went there once, like 2-3 years ago.
How is your family on that side?
Oh, they're loving.
Quite interesting.
Oh, they're loving. Trust me.
From Nyeri now, family in South Africa.
Oh, they're loving. My wife is from George, South Africa.
Okay.
It's a beautiful, very nice. I wouldn't say a town. I would say a city. Very nice, beautiful beaches, very clean. South Africa is like the U.S.
Yes.
It's very organized, very clean. Yes. Yeah, they're good. They're good people. Yeah.
I won't go further.
We had a good time down there.
Yes, but how do we find you? How do people find you? And also say that and give us a last word about, especially in business.
Oh, okay. You can find us on my website. We have our website, www.cornerstonehealthcarestaffing.com. We also have our phone numbers on our website. My phone number on our website is 919-410-7813. And then for the recruiter, we have recruiters' phone numbers also on our website. Okay. We also connected to, of course, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. We have my team in Kenya who do with all that social media.
Yeah.
So you send a message to any of those people, any of those sites. It will get back to me.
Yes.
And we'll be able to assist.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
And in terms of the business advice is we just have to take risk. We have to go ahead and take that risk. Yes. And you can't give up.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you don't take the risk, you'll never know.
You'll never know.
Yeah. So just go ahead, take that risk.
Is your book coming out soon?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the final copy, but I have this is a part I want to edit. There are 2 parts I want to edit. And then when that is done, this is me meeting my dad.
Oh, look at him.
Yes. This is me meeting my dad.
Oh my God.
So,
he looks charming.
Yes.
Indeed.
This is me meeting my dad for the first time. And here we were at Chelsea Stadium.
Oh, look at you.
I'm a Chelsea fan, so.
Okay.
Yeah, Chelsea Stadium in London. So, and this is me growing up.
This is an amazing book.
Yeah, so
it will be on Amazon, right?
Yes, it's going to be on Amazon. Just give it a few weeks. I don't know how fast it's going to take for them to finish editing and then the whole publishing thing.
Okay. And is it going to be on our website too?
Yes.
Company website or somewhere else?
We'll put it on Amazon. They say they have many other sites.
Many other sites
going to attach it to, yes.
Okay.
So in a couple of, I would say maybe, I don't know.
Weeks.
Yeah, maybe a few weeks.
Well, I'll
maybe
be back
a month
and
or 2.
We'll talk about the book specifically.
Yes,
anyway.
yes. You can be back next time and we can discuss about the book.
Wow, what a treat, guys. What a treat. Watu wangu. Hii nayo imekubali. The most, I would easily say the most successful businessman in North Carolina in terms of Kenyans. I would say that. I'm not telling you to say anything. But this is me saying, I've not met someone like you. No.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm not going to say the most. I like to be humble.
That's why I'm saying you don't have to say
I'll
anything.
take the blessing. I'll take the blessing, yes.
And you not only inspire our people in diaspora.
Yes.
Personally, you have inspired me.
Thank you.
Personally, I'm happy to be here. I was glad to be the first person to pull the story out of you. Au wengine wanaweza kuja sasa.
Yes. Sawa, asante sana.
Yes. And guys, this is Banana Land Media. Make sure you subscribe, check the website, go check him out. In a few weeks, I will be back and we'll talk about the book and we will be posting the link. Make sure you get your copy. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wow. See you
next time.
at the golf course.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you.
I'm going to see a golf course today. Watu wangu, mimi mtu wa Makongeni ninajipata nimeletwa kwa golf. Tapatana huko.
All right, sawa sana. Wacha niingie kazi kidogo.
Sawa.
Okay. Once the contract is executed, then we go ahead and set your staff.
When did you start playing golf?
To be honest with you, it's not really long. Maybe a couple of months. I joined golf because of business. It's good for business networking. Meet a lot of people here. I've met a few people here who I've done. We've shared some contacts and we've done some business with. One thing I like about golf is that you walk.
Okay.
Pretty much you're working out. You don't have to go to the gym and use a treadmill, which is very boring. And two is the net worth. The network you put, the network, kind of, the people you meet.
You get to meet people.
You get to meet people. That's pretty much your net worth.
So, bro.
Yes.
This was good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Umenifunza golf. Boy child kutoka ghetto amejua golf leo.
Mimi wa ghetto.
I know. Sijui ulifika hapa aje.
Mimi
kuna mali nilienda wrong.
Kujaribu.
No
kugerageria.
Kugerageria.
Yeah, it's hard to be focused.
From poverty in Nyeri to grace to greatness in Raleigh, North Carolina, to a businessman, an entrepreneur, a family man, a dad. Wow.
I'm humble.
Yes.
That's too much. That's too much for me.
Too much accolade.
Yes, but I'm humble.
It is what it is.
I appreciate.
Yes.
It's been a blessing. It's a big journey.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet. Hata hujakaribia.
Yeah.
I just appreciate the living niko nayo. Na mahali nimetoka.
Yeah.
That's all I care about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
So.
now I'll start playing golf because 3 minutes from my house. My goodness.
So, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes.
I take care.
Taonana tena.
Okay, sawa pamoja.
Shukran, Mr. Sam the Creative hapa with Bananaland Media and Good People Society. Na tumetoka.